Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Daytona International Speedway right here on the Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. I'm Mike Taylor up here in the booth, and joining me shortly is going to be the man of chaos himself, Dakota LaRue. We have a fun 200-mile race for you here at Daytona, about 80 laps, and we are ready to rock and roll. We got just about 6 minutes left in qualifying, so let's go ahead and jump down trackside and see who's out and about on track right now. And I think I hear a Dakota LaRue with me. And not a problem, my man. Tonight we are running the no lift 200 because, well, that's what these guys love to do in these fun races is don't lift. So that's what we're going to be doing here today around this beautiful 2.5 mile circuit. Let me take a look here. Looks like Troy Thomas in that number 88 machine. He's getting ready to come around for his final lap. And that's going to put him 8th best. Andrew Teft in his Buffalo Bills number 98 Ford F-150. He's circling around to start his lap at the moment. Stephen Luttrell in his number 36 machine. He's coming to take the checkered now. And that's going to place him 13th currently on the leaderboard. Aaron Roth coming around in his number 57 machine. He's ran a 51.832, so he definitely needs to better his lap time for sure. Let's take a look here. Let's catch up here with Lee Campbell in that Krispy Kreme's Donuts Ford F-150, and let's ride on board with him. Yeah, so welcome in, Dakota. I hope you're doing a lot better than yesterday. And of course, I sound a lot worse than I did yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it does happen, you know.
But unfortunately, those high energy finish calls I love to do, it's gonna be on the back burner today.
Yeah, you just get to deal with my mild energy, no yelling calls for today, but it'll be all right. So I believe you said we're on board with Lee Campbell in that number 60 machine, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me try to get a little bit closer look of his car here. It looks like Krispy Kreme donuts. Man, I'm allowed to have me some Krispy Kreme. The closest one is over an hour away, so I've not had some in a long time.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna hop over to this number one of Steve Cadsell here and this Bush Light machine as well as we're watching them go around the track trying to get their qualifying attempts in. Looks like we have about 4 trucks left to qualify if they choose to do so, but they might not be, wanting to get it done here. But that is a very beautiful Bush Light paint scheme, especially under the lights here.
Oh yeah.
But right now, it looks like Sean Burke's going to have the pole with a 51.35. Frank Chavez in that 23 machine, only 0.04 off of him. So a lot of these times are very close for these drivers here. It looks like the top 6 all within, a thousandths of each other here for qualifying. So this goes to show these guys know what they're doing for the most part.
Oh yeah.
With it being Daytona, I really do feel like these four that's yet to qualify are probably going to be starting in the back, just to try to avoid a couple of the wrecks here tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. And this is all for fun, but I mean, we still got what 30 trucks here tonight. Um, so Timothy Eisburn, Jonathan Stidham, Austin Smith, Brandon Puffenbarger. They haven't ran a qualifying lap yet, so those guys are definitely going to be electing here to start in the back, and just going to have to see how everything goes.
Now, where is our super speedway ringer at? I don't see him.
Nah, I'm assuming that you're talking about Kensley Smith, who's usually in that number 15 Napa Auto Parts machine. Yeah, he is not in here today. I don't even think we saw him yesterday um, over at Auto Club. So he's probably, of course, spending time with his family, but I'm glad to see a lot of these drivers come back from yesterday. I see Dana Ryan in here. Um, a lot of.
That Chris in that 707 machine was there yesterday. I believe
Yep.
Judson Curtis was possibly racing yesterday.
Yes.
But so we also got some new faces in here as well. I believe Sean Burke is a newer face I've never seen. Kevin Hayes, I believe that is, and looks like a newer guy.
Yep.
Richard Odie, possibly. That name sounds familiar, but I'm not 100% sure there.
Nope. He's one of our regulars.
Ah,
But
must
like
be a different series than what I typically broadcast.
correct, yeah. But Raymond Bell, he's new. Josh Westendorf, uh,
Yeah.
Jordan Bumgardner. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get these guys lined up now down on pit road, ladies and gentlemen, and let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup for tonight's No Lift 200. Starting on the pole, it's going to be Sean Burke with Frank Chavez to his outside. Kevin Haas and Chris Gotzel will make up row number 2. Row number 3, Brandon Biddy and Terry Fennell. Row number 4, Steve Casil and Judson Curtis, returning from yesterday. Richard Ode, Truth Hope, will make up row number 5. Row number 6, we've got Mikey Allen and Troy Thomas. Row number 7, Joe Bonner and Raymond Bell. Row number 8, Andrew Teft, Lee Campbell to his outside. Row number 9, Aaron Rowland and Corey Crowell. Row number 10, Alan Bergen, Stephen Luttrell to his outside. Joshua Norton and Aaron Roth will make up row number 11. Row number 12, Dana Ryan, Josh Westendorf. Row 13, Jordan Bumgardner and Barry Nelson. Austin Smith, Brandon Puffenbarger will make up row 14. Row number 15, Jonathan Stidham and Timothy Eisburn. And that will round out your field here for today. So a lot
Yeah, that
of
very
new
well.
faces.
I will like to say, if y'all want to know how stubborn Mike is, he was like, "Hey, why don't you take lead today?" Right? I guarantee you, he will be talking the entire time, regardless, just because that is the type of person he is.
Look, I get excited doing my craft, losing my voice or not, all right? So you guys just have to deal with it, okay?
Start calling him Mr. Roboto here in a minute.
The more we got to Mr. Roboto.
Man's gonna start dancing. Gonna have to cut on his camera for the stream for everybody to see it. Oh my god, are you getting me sick now? Yeah, it's alright, Mike. I'm not feeling very well myself, so I completely understand. But the No Lift 200, we're getting ready to have 80 laps of fun. We're having fun. How many laps before we are 3 wide?
Knowing these guys, Dakota, I think we're going to be 3 wide by lap 2.
I'm gonna give it to lap 5. I'm gonna be generous. Who's gonna be your pick to win today?
Um, man, my pick for today, it's gonna have to be. I don't want to be biased, but Andrew Teft. He's just really quick here. I mean,
I think. Yeah.
I just, but I don't know. Maybe we will have a surprise winner, maybe of Troy Thomas, or maybe Judson Curtis, and that number 29 comes back and gets a victory here.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the commentator's curse on Terry Fennell and Stephen Luttrell for today.
All right, Dakota, take us away, brother.
All right, Sean Burke's going to be leading us back to the green here in the restart zone. We are green, green, green. We already have issues. The outside line did not get going, and we got one around already in that 88 machine. There's absolute parking lot.
Well, that did not
And
take long.
holy, my iRacing is going insane.
So,
Jeez.
so that did not take long whatsoever. Uh,
Yeah, that didn't take very long at all. So let's go back here and try to get a look. I believe it was Aaron Roth in that number 57 machine that helped kick things off.
you said Aaron Roth.
Yeah, well, it technically started with the second place car, but it looks like somebody missed a gear. It caused a big checkup on the outside. It looks like they're all slamming into each other, and just after that, I mean, it's just an absolute parking lot. It's the first lap of the race. They didn't cross the line, and that's just very unfortunate. We typically don't see that out of these drivers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe later on in the race we'll see something like this, but not yet.
That was just very unfortunate. Like I said, I believe somebody missed a gear.
Yeah, pretty much at this point
Yeah,
we're just picking a driver and watching to see who it all comes down to.
yeah, I'm not real sure what's going on here. I'm not sure who's in first or what because all the trucks are all over the place right now. For some reason, I got the 36 machine up here ahead of everybody. I'm wondering if they got trapped a lap down because they didn't technically get across the start finish line.
Yeah, I mean that's very very possible. So that won't be surprising whatsoever if something like this is happening. I mean, it's not uncommon for this issue to happen before taking the green, but it's definitely one of those like frustrating deals for sure.
I did hear confirmation over the radio that people are trapped a lap down because they didn't get over the start finish line.
Right. That's what I was
So
afraid of.
we might be seeing some people take a wave around here.
Unfortunately, it's just one of those, you know, things with iRacing that is not very
There's not
well
really anything
coded.
you could do about it, unfortunately, unless you just want to do a wave around for the entire field here. But uh,
Well, I mean, the way it is, so far, Sean Burke, um, in that number 93 machine, he is right behind the pace car, and your current race leader, Corey Crowell, he is already, at the tail end of the field with everybody else. So everybody's going to get the wave around here on one to go for sure.
yeah, but I don't know if you got a better point of view of that wreck or not. But after the first initial part of the wreck, I couldn't see anything. Just my iRacing was absolutely jittering and going crazy there. So I just know we got a parking lot before we even took lap one.
Yeah, for sure. We're about to definitely see what's going to happen here. If I was a lap down, I wouldn't recommend coming down pits, guys. as we
Well,
do have Truth Hoke and Judson Curtis. These guys are coming down pit road.
it's also going to depend on if you got a bunch of damage out of that initial wreck or not. Because I mean, there was a couple of people just got absolutely slammed.
Yeah, that's definitely true. While we're here under the pace car, I'm gonna work
All
with
right, sir, I need some help. I'm having a CPU usage issue at the moment.
um. Is it like
My CPU's in the red. That's about the best I can. Yeah, let me
um?
try closing a few things out here.
Yeah, yeah. That definitely be the better thing to do for sure. This is under your pace car.
Oh, that quit working. Of course, you finally get your stuff fixed, and now mine's having issues. That's what we like to see, right?
Oh, absolutely. Come on now. All right, now trying to do
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and close out my Opera, so I'm not gonna be able to see YouTube chat. So you're gonna have to keep a check on that for us today, sir.
that. You got it.
And let's see if that'll help me here because I'm having a lot of stuttering at the moment.
Yeah, no problem. At the moment, everybody gets to look at me try to
So sorry, we're not doing a lot of talking at the moment. We're having a lot of issues with they're trying to get this figured out for what happened at the start here.
yeah. But it's all right. We'll get it all taken care of. We're gonna get green flag racing here.
Just a little update. They are trying to get everybody back on the lead lap at the moment, so
There we go. I like that. Looking back to the field from your pace truck. I guess I gotta save that before I do anything, huh? Save car. Save. Nope, lights are back on the pace truck.
yep, they got the top 7 link for the pace truck to get caught up to everybody here so everyone can get back on the lead lap. iRacing is absolutely just all over the place right this minute. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. I guess I'm not the only one having an issue.
Nope, definitely not. So it looks like what they're doing right now is they're bringing the cars down the front stretch, and we're going under red flag. Um, yeah, so this is new.
Yeah, for some reason the pace truck told the leaders to go around it, and this didn't make a lot of sense, but we should be good now. All right, so I believe that 23 of Frank Chavez should be bringing us back to the green.
Ah, yep, either Frank Chavez or Sean Burke. I'm just making sure everybody updates here to the lead lap, and as of right now, everybody is. So,
For any of y'all that are new, we typically do not have any issues like this. This is probably the first time I've ever seen this. So Just give us a moment here, and we will have some green flag racing, as I believe we should be getting double foul now, and we should be going next time by. I feel bad for race control with the amount of black flags is about to have to be cleared here.
Luckily, there is a single command for a situation like this.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yep. It's exclamation mark clear all.
I thought you had to do it all individually. That is definitely makes
No.
things a little easier.
Yeah, that's one of the things I have learned as we go on. And you talk about race control. Let's give a shout out to Chantel in over in race control with speed. What's it?
Well, we are re-racked and stacked, and we should be going back to green this time, as I believe the lights are off on the pace truck. So it's going to be the 93 of Sean Burke leading us back to the green with the 23 of Frank Chavez on his outside here. And we are in the restart zone, and we should be green, green, green. Up. There it goes. Outside line with a huge start there. I'm not quite sure what happened, but that's going to put the 23 up to the point.
Yeah. So we are back green flag racing right here at Daytona. And now we're finally getting our first green flag lap in. Sean Burke, he's on the outside there trying to make a run here on Frank Chavez for that top spot. And these guys now starting to double up here as they head up into turn number 3. As we got a big movement out of Sean Burke.
Yeah, we're having a lot of movement on that outside line. That was more than a wiggle. That was a jerk. But here we go down the, I believe, coming down the front stretch this time. The 23 and the 93 still side by side. So some good battling now that everyone's kind of got it settled out, and we are still 2 wide all the way pretty much through the entire field at the moment here.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of racing that we absolutely like to see now that we are rolling here. As we take a look here at Sean Burke with RBS Racing.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with Brandon Biddy's car. I'm not sure if that's his face or someone else's face, but that's a very interesting paint scheme.
Well, according to SDK, that is his face.
Oh, so he's sponsoring his own car tonight.
Hey, you know what? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. That is just the first time I've ever seen that before. But still some good side-by-side battling here. It looks like we had a little bit of a checkup on the outside. But, I mean, I will say after the new draft update, or the aero package update on these trucks, that middle lane, if you run it properly, can excel so much better than the inside lane. But you got to really run that middle lane and use the side draft here.
Oh, yeah, definitely. As you see a lot of movement here out of these drivers coming down the back straightaway. We got one driver way off pace here. I believe that's Dana Ryan in that number 3 machine.
Yeah, it looks like he might have lost the draft, unfortunately. Now, we are now working lap 9 of 80. Ooh, a little... Who is that? I believe that's the 23. No, that was not the 23. Let's try to get a better view here. I believe it was a 66. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he almost went up into that outside lane and got into somebody just a moment ago. It looked like he might have lost a little bit of grip in the corner, but no harm, no fouls. Everyone got it kind of straightened back out for the most part. And we're still side-by-side racing. So one thing I have noticed about this new draft pack is you have to really have 3 trucks almost nose to tail to get the proper draft. As you see on the outside line, But on that inside, with the 50 being farther back, the 707 cannot really get to the rear bumper of the 23 machine. As I don't know what they changed in the aero package, but it really does not suck up like it used to. It looks like we got the 13 getting stuck on the high side here. He's going to lose a few positions, but he should be able to drop back down momentarily.
Yeah, Kevin Haas, he did get up in that outside wall, put 3 wide, and he fell all the way back to that 13th spot.
Oh, and Brandy Biddy's trying to give the, looks like 93 of Sean Burke a little bit of a push, but he's kind of getting a little squiggly, so it's making it very hard for him to get a good connection to that, for the outside lane to be able to push hard. And now the 707 finally getting to the back bumper of the 23, and as you can see, they're starting to rocket away a little bit, but that could also come to their downfall here as they are going to start losing a little bit of momentum. Oh, we have some more shuffling on the outside lane, which is going to allow for the 50 and the 1 on the inside to get by. You see the 78 drop down the inside lane as well, I believe, right in front of the 66.
Yeah, definitely a lot of movements going on so far. In this field, we're now working lap 11 after, running about 4 or 5 laps under caution. So these guys are still trying to get into a rhythm here. And I mean, as silly as that sounds, it does actually take a good 15 laps, for the driver to get settled in and into the rhythm. So definitely seeing a lot of movement as we're looking to go 3 wide from that number 78 machine of, actually, no, I don't think that's the 78. He's running a 78 paint scheme, but I'm not sure who that is.
And another thing,
Oh,
keep in mind,
trouble!
some of these, oh,
Yeah, that's Richard
looking like a
Ode.
Beyblade.
Richard Ode in that number 78. Hey,
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here.
Richard, I found you.
Yeah, it looks like the 66 came up the side draft and just unfortunately got stuck on the 78's left rear, and that's going to spin the 78 out. But with that being a single truck, it's not going to bring out a caution as he is on the apron. So we are still under green flag racing.
Yeah, just take a look at that 78. Try to get airborne, but luckily it came right back down on all fours. So definitely, good luck there for Richard, but unfortunately he definitely lost the draft.
But as I was saying, some of these guys might not have ran the new draft package, and it does drive a lot different than it used to. So it could be causing some minor issues for a few of these drivers here. But it seems like everyone's kind of single-filed out on the inside line at the moment for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. As we're taking a look, Terry Fennell in that number 50 truck, he's hanging tough with those guys up front in that third spot. So I'm really proud to see Terry Fennell, flexing his muscles here early on. As you see the field now coming down the back straightaway, just coming and, you know, straight into the camera, and all you see is these trucks moving. It's a really weird look to it, but definitely very fun to watch.
These trucks are just chugging along. Choo choo. What's that? What's that out of? Can you think of that movie?
I cannot.
Major Pain. The little engine just chugging along. Choo choo. No, it's...
Okay, well, I mean, I'm not a big movie buff, so. Now, as we see that 30 of Brandon Biddy right on the back bumper of Sean Burke here, coming down the back straightaway, but they're just not able to get going as that inside lane has to check up there. But here comes Andrew Teft. He's now cracked into the top 10.
Yeah. Did you see how big of a run Andrew Teft had just being in the middle of this line on the inside?
Yeah.
Like, he had to check up so much. And all these guys in front of him are nose to tail. It just goes to show you, once you get a few trucks in line, this new drive package is really good. But you really got to be able to manage your... Oh, leader down on the apron got really loose going through the triangle there. 23 machine of Frank Chavez is going to drop back a few positions. That's going to hand over the race lead to the 707 to Chris.
Chris Gatzel.
What man on man? Terry Fennell currently running P2. We got Steve Cassell P3. Fennell going to be looking to get all over the bad bumper of the 707 as he's trying to keep these guys up here and in the lead at the moment. But it looks like the 67 of Mike Allen is going to be going to the outside and right in front of Andrew Tess, and they're trying to get this outside lane going once again.
Yeah, definitely. As we're looking back at your second place of Terry Fennell now, you know, I'm not big on, those kind of products, the tobacco products. But man, let me tell you what, that green looks beautiful.
Well, he's saying is he don't like chew.
Nah, I don't like nicotine at all.
Yeah.
But
Me, on the other hand, I think Copenhagen's better than Grizzly, but I do respect the paint scheme. And, I got to give a little bit of hate out to Andrew Tess. He's running a Buffalo Bills paint scheme. I mean, he could be in a Ravens, a Steelers. I mean, any other team, honestly, besides maybe the Cowboys. Definitely, Bills are definitely better than the Cowboys, but I just got to give him a little bit of a hard time.
oh, absolutely. And I have to give everybody a hard time because, Patriots all the way. Oh, trouble!
And we have another yellow. And as Mike says, he likes deflated balls and cheating teams, apparently.
Dakota, you're fired. Brandon Biddy involved in this one. Raymond Bell, the 13, the 35, all involved here as well. Stephen Luttrell, he's involved in this one. Yeah, I didn't think Stephen Luttrell was actually going to make it in tonight. Thinking about it, because he said he's been sick with COVID for a few days now. So glad to see Stephen out here with us, but unfortunately, not the way he wanted things to go.
So SDK is telling me it starts with the 71 of Jordan Bumgardner here. So take a look and see what happened as they went 3 wide. Oh, whoa, okay. I'm going to rewind that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so 36 is going to send it up the middle. It looks like the 71 might have thought he was still clear, came down, got into the 36, and just unfortunately a lot of people involved in that there.
Yep. Definitely a really good few cars involved in this one here. Again, a couple of these trucks tried to lift up into the air, but luckily they came back down and just fine. And it, I was about to say that number 28 machine, he almost snuck it through there, but unfortunately he got involved. Josh Westendorf, he almost made it through, but got contact. A lot of really good cars involved in this one, unfortunately.
It looked like that 13 machine was trying to check up as well, and I'm not quite sure who hit him there. Huh. Yeah, a couple of these guys using a little bit of that Arca brake system. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it don't there.
Yeah, let's ride on board here actually with Brandon Puffenbarger. He was able to snake his way through. Man. Good driving there by Puffenbarger in that number 5 machine.
Yeah, as everybody just right in front of him all over the place, and he was able to get through it somehow.
Yeah,
it looks like everyone is going to be in the pits.
Whoops. A lot of drivers coming down pit road. Quite a few people are leaving now. we see that number 13 machine of Kevin Haas. He's getting repairs done now. It looks like Josh Westendorf, he's leaving pit road now in his Detroit line, number 22. Jordan Bumgardner, he's leaving down as well, along with Richard Ode. Yeah, so I've kind of been slacking here. Let me jump over here to the YouTube Me BB page. Let's see
You're
what
supposed to be taking care of the YouTube today, sir. Come on.
I know. I am slacking over here. Stidum, run over racing. Let's go, John and Steve. Let's go, LNG's Power Sports number 53, 66, 24, and 71. Racer, oh, yeah. And we said, enjoy watching. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the show. You know, all that other great stuff.
Alrighty, we are on lap 21. We should be coming to the green on lap 22 here, so that should leave approximately 58 laps.
Yeah.
So I do believe these guys will have to come down for at least one, possibly even two more pit stops here.
Yep, these guys are running 75% fuel, so they will definitely have to come down once, maybe twice. But that remains to be seen, and you know, as we see these trucks come down the back straightaway, as we're going to get ready to go back green flag racing.
So something I did realize this week, racing at Talladega for the trucks, I think it's a little bit harder to save fuel because once you get in that certain range, where you're back in the day, you could be 0.5 or more back and you wouldn't lose the draft. Well, now it kind of seems like if you fall that far back, you really have to be on the throttle very hard to keep with the draft.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like it's a little harder for these trucks to build a run up now compared to what it once was, but looks like the 707 of Chris and the 55 of Truth here are going to be leading us back to the green. The restart should be on the 707 this time, as the pace truck should be pulling off any moment, and we should be getting ready to go back green flag racing. All right, we are green, 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 and that inside line absolutely coming out to a good start for the first two. It looks like the third row did not get such a good restart, so that is going to allow for Andrew Teth, and I believe that would be the 93 of Sean Burke as well to drop down to the inside if they choose to do so.
Yeah, but right now, Truth Oak has that number 98 of Andrew Teft right behind them. They are more organized, so they're going to have a lot better run here down the back straightaway. So
yeah, and that 707 is a sitting duck at the moment, as he has absolutely no help, so he's not going to be able to come up and block, as there's going to be such a huge momentum difference. Sorry to cut you off there.
No, you're good. Yeah, the 23, he's going to have to let up, and that allows Truth Oak and Andrew Teff both to get down in front, and that's going to put Sean Burke to the first car on the outside lane there.
Yeah, and Andrew Teth and Truth Oak, I believe, are very familiar with each other here, so they know what each other can do and what they can't do. So be looking for them to keep the lead up here. But the 98, not the 98, sorry, the 93 of Sean Burke trying to get that outside line going now that he's taking over the lead here. I believe being pushed by the 92 of Timothy Osborne at the moment. Oh, but there's a big kerfuffle on that outside line. It looks like the 67 got a little loose there.
Yeah, so that will put him into a 3-wide situation here, and Now they're looking to go three wide, about 2 rows deep, as you see that number 60 machine of Lee Campbell trying to get himself back in line. But as of right now, you got Mikey Allen stuck to that outside lane by himself.
And somebody's going to have to lift here and possibly give, the other one a position so that outside line can start moving forward again. But looks like neither one's wanting to give the other, the advantage here. That is going to allow for the inside line to just rocket away from them. And they are losing a lot of positions at the moment here.
Yeah, definitely. And, with them still running three wide back here, that's going to allow that front pack to probably start to pull away just a little bit. But, we're going to have to see what happens as you see Lee Campbell all over the back end of Justin Curtis in that number 29 machine.
It does look like they finally got to settle back out and got back too wide against this. Outside line is going to really have to try to get the momentum built back up again. As you know, running three wide back before, you could have less trucks and still be able to keep up with the front, but the side draft's just so bad now that you realistically can't be doing that like you could before.
Yeah, definitely. And, I haven't ran a race yet in this new draft package. But you said that you did. So how's your temperatures run as you go?
Well, I mean, I was getting hot not even being on the back bumper of somebody. Just having that little bit of a gap where you can kind of aero push. I noticed my temps started going up like that. It wasn't nearly as fast, but it did start going up.
Yeah.
And then the main thing here is make sure you get the nose of your car kind of right there on the right rear. Don't touch them. Leave a little bit of space. But if you do that, it'll slow down that inside lane so much that you're going to rocket away on the backstretch. So that's what these guys on the middle lane really need to be doing. They need to try to get as close as they can to that inside lane, suck the air off of them using the side draft. And whenever they get on the front and back stretch, they're going to gain so much time just doing that alone.
Yeah, definitely. And jumping over here to chat real quick. Hello, Cupcake. How you doing? Cupcake does say hello to both of us, Dakota.
Howdy. How's it going?
And as always, she's over there rooting for Mikey Allen and Aaron Roth.
Man, oh man, I'm seeing a lot of wiggles out throughout the field right now. A couple of these guys need to kind of calm down a little bit on some of the pushing and just try to keep their truck straight for a minute before we have another big one here. But we are working lap 27 out of 80 this time. Hook's still in the lead, Teft in second. We got the 707 of Chris in third at the moment.
Oh, we have two cars up in the wall in the back. That's Brandon Puffenbarger and Austin Smith. Nope. Corey Crowell? No, I don't know who that was. Definitely a very unfortunate situation there for those two drivers.
And that outside lane was starting to make up a little bit of momentum here, but they're kind of just stalled out at the moment around that, sixth place spot. But it does look like that number 50, I believe, is having a little bit of issues, keeping the truck straight. It looks like he's kind of getting a little bit too much turn to get on the apron. So it is starting to allow for the outside lane to get a little bit of a run. But it's just that inside lane's just doing so well, and they're not even nose to tail at the moment, locked on the bumpers.
Yeah, definitely. And, that's just something with, the way these trucks, go with the airflow. If you hit it just right, it will move these, even though it is virtual, it will move these trucks around a lot, and that's just one of the things that we see there. As I believe we might have lost Sean Burke there for just a couple moments.
Yeah, we did just for a moment, but he is back and still leading the charge on the outside lane as you see them finally getting caught up to, I believe, that fourth place of Frank Chavez at the moment in that 23 machine. So the outside lane is starting to work their way back up here towards the front, but very slowly.
Yep, these drivers are definitely starting to move around quite a bit here as I believe we may be closing in on some green flag pit stops.
I think we're still a little too soon to be seeing green flag pit stops quite yet. I think we need at least another 5, maybe 10 laps here. But I do believe the last caution was on like lap 20 something, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so a lot of these guys did come into pits and I believe top up on fuel, so they're probably going to be going a pretty, at least a decent ways here yet before they pit. But I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on how much fuel load these dudes do have. I know they got 70% fuel, but we change fuel loads so often it's hard to gauge the laps.
Oh yeah, definitely for sure. Yeah, so I'm showing that these guys came down back on lap 19. So yeah, so it's only been about 10 laps. So I'll probably jump in the gun a little bit, but I mean, I think that very well could be coming, really soon.
Yeah, I'd say maybe I'd say by lap 40, we're going to see someone coming down the pits probably. Even if it's just a different type of strategy call here. But that outside lane still just having a little bit of issues getting caught up to our leaders here. And our leaders are not really pushing very hard at the moment. So this outside lane is going to have to get something figured out here. As we're still seeing a lot of shuffling and such whenever pushes are being given. And that's probably worrying a few of these drivers at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. It's really interesting. How much you know each of these races differ. Some races that outside line is absolutely phenomenal, but then
Mm-hmm.
in some other and then in some other races, it just doesn't work. And today, it's not working on the outside there.
Yeah, it's definitely not at the moment as they are losing a lot of momentum very fast here at the moment. Was running up right next to the 23. They've dropped back about 3 positions almost. Two. I mean, they did get a pretty good run there down the backstretch, but I got a feeling they'll get it figured out before too much longer, and that outside lane will be absolutely phenomenal here. They just need to get a couple of these trucks to a little farther in the back, caught up and a little closer to each other to help them get better runs.
Yep. And we have Shaco LLC in the chat saying, "Iceberg, get that outside lane moving, buddy."
Yeah, put the pedal to the floor, hit the pace car.
You want me to do what?
Hit the pace car. Why? You done hit everything else out there. I want you to be perfect.
Absolutely.
And man, I'm not sure if it's the new draft package or what, but some of these, it kind of seems like people are having issues keeping the truck on the bottom. So I do believe these guys are on the iRacing set at the moment. I have not got to run very many laps on the iRacing set, so I can't tell you 100% how that feels. I'm just going based off of what I ran from the Super Speedway this past week on the open set I made. But we are getting ready to be crossing for the start of lap 35 here, so almost halfway into this race, and it's kind of just equaled out, and everyone's kind of relaxed, and it seems like calm down and chilling at the moment, trying to just run a few laps out here. And as I say that, we do have a caution. Looks like it's going to be on Richard here. Take a look and see what happened with that. I'll have to rewind it a little bit more because SDK didn't give it to me right off the rip here. Looks like they're running towards the back of this pack. He got a little bit of a push from the three, got loose, got on the apron, and just unfortunately could not get off the three's nose there. So luckily, I don't think there was a lot of damage between these drivers, but that will bring out our caution. Mike, you still got a copy, bud? You still there? With that caution coming out, we should be going back green, I believe, on the start at lap 38, possibly 39 here. So almost halfway into this race, and these guys are really going to have to decide if they want to start pushing and trying to gain a little bit of track position, or if they want to wait and hope for another caution and then push really hard here.
Well, I lost access to my good mic again, but that's definitely very unfortunate there for Richard Ode again, and that number 3 machine of Dana Ryan. But this is gonna definitely benefit Barry Nelson, that number 28, as he is gonna be our first car lap down, so he should be getting the wave around this time by.
And Mike, don't forget to change your microphone over in Discord so I can hear you, good sir.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. There we go. So it looks like everyone here should be coming down at the pit lane, you know, get top off on fuel, possibly get some tires. But like I said, I believe we should be going back green with on the start of lap 38, possibly 39 here. It's almost halfway in this race, and I think I lost you again.
No, I'm here. Do you guys still got a copy?
Yep, just double checking. Like I said, I believe we should be. Okay, that is working.
But yeah, so I mean, we will become to just about the halfway point in this race, and these guys, they will still have to make at least one more pit stop before the day is over. So, you know, this isn't it. They still got one more long stint to go. So
yeah, like I said, I'm not really sure what happened at that last crash, other than just he got loose from a push, but it just very unfortunate. He got stuck to the front bumper of the three there, and it did bring out the caution, because if he hadn't got stuck to his front bumper, unfortunately, it would have been bad for him, you know, but I don't think the caution would have came out.
yeah, I definitely have to agree with that. But the fact that, you know, he was sitting sideways on track in front of another car, that's definitely what brought out the caution.
All right. Well, hopefully this time the outside lane is able to get a little bit better of a restart, as we've been having some issues up there throughout most of the night. Our restarts have just been a little iffy, I feel like, the past few we've had, but we're only working caution 3. We're already halfway into this race, so things are looking good at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And Truth Hoken, that number 55, he will inherit the race lead when we go back green.
Yeah, for some reason it's telling me the 55 is in the pits, so I believe he might be losing the race lead here to the 707. Unless my stuff is just absolutely messed up, which apparently it is, because he's definitely not in the pits. He is pacing around the track. So we're just going to ignore that. So let's see, our biggest mover today, it looks like it's going to be Mr. Osborne in that 92 machine, up 20 spots, currently sitting P10. Jonathan Stidham also up 23 spots. He would technically be our biggest mover in that 42 machine. He's currently sitting P6. But Tree Tuck going to be leading us back to the green. We're going to have Chris in that number 707 and second. It looks like Frank in the 23 is going to be second in that inside line, and Sean Burke in that 93 second on the outside line. So I do know Sean is looking to get back up towards the race lead here, as he did qualify on the pole, has been running up front most of the race here, but got some pretty good competition as well. It's all going to really come down to this restart.
Yeah, I'm looking at the last pit stop. It's a rough estimate, but if the calculations are correct, Truth Hope, he had 2 tires. Chris Gotzel, in that 707 machine, he had fuel only, along with Lee Campbell in that number 60 machine, and everybody else took 2 tires there in the top 10. So, a couple different strategies there this time by, but it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it all plays out for that final pit stop.
And honestly, most times at super speedways, realistically, you don't have to necessarily take tires, but I'll take a set around the middle of the race just to be safe. I mean, I know I probably won't need them, but we are back in the restart zone and back to the green flag. So the 55 getting a pretty big jump here, but that outside lane actually getting a phenomenal start. So that 707 doing a really good job there, but he is going to drop down behind the 55 on that inside line. And that is going to give, the lead of the outside over to the 93 to Sean Burke here. That's probably the best restart I've seen by the outside lane today.
Oh, definitely.
But we will be halfway as we cross the line again. And look at that run on the outside, as they're almost completely side by side with their leader again here. It's an absolute drag race coming down the front stretch to see who can lead this lap here. Looks like Jonathan Stidham giving a really good push to that outside lane, and I believe Sean Burke might lead this lap here, and he does do so. And we are officially halfway in this race, and things are starting to get heated up a little bit, as we're getting a really good battle up here for the lead.
Oh, big push out of that number 53 to the 60, Lee Campbell. Lee Campbell almost got spun around there for almost a second.
Hey, don't you spin out my Krispy Kreme truck. I'm a big boy. I gotta have my Krispy Kreme, all right?
Dakota, you are something else, my dude.
Hey, some people call me special. My mom said I was dumb. I mean, either way. All right, I guess that's supposed to go the other way around, but, I thought it was funnier that way. As the 93 is still fighting hard on this outside. The 42 is giving him absolutely phenomenal pushes, but that inside lane is still fighting back very hard, and we are side by side throughout the entire field. I'm kind of curious if some of these guys are going to be sitting back trying to save fuel at the moment.
No, there's definitely going to be very interesting.
93. My bad. I thought the 93 blinked out. He dropped to the inside lane, so that is going to give the lead to the 42 on that outside, and looks like he's going to do the same.
Oh!
And 93's around, and oh, no. Oh, that's a big one. That's an absolute parking lot, and, of course, my iRacing is just... Nope, you're going to have to call that one, bud. I can't see nothing.
Yeah, a lot of good drivers just taken out of this one, and they are still wrecking coming out of turn number 4. Yeah, so definitely a lot of really good drivers taken out in this one. Let's go ahead, come back here and take a look, see what happened. Looks like that 93 just got down onto the apron and shot right up in the up the track, and a lot of cars just had absolutely nowhere to go in this.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the broadcast pulled up on my phone so I can see the wreck here. I'm not really sure what happened for our leader to get loose there. 93 herd. Oh, that had to be a good 20 trucks involved in that. That'd definitely be considered the big one.
Oh yeah,
Dang it, he took my Krispy Kreme truck out. I needed my donuts.
that he did. Now I'm very curious on what happened after the incident, so we're gonna stay here with this 28 machine of Barry Nelson. Ah, just trying to get around that wreck number 29, and just unfortunately, they were both trying to take the same real estate. But a lot of really good trucks that involved in this one, so I think they're all going to come down and try to get as much damage repaired as they can, unless they still got their fast repair.
Yeah, I would definitely say 90% of the field involved in that incident there. Man, oh man, it's gonna be so weird going from all these asphalt tracks this week to Eldora tomorrow. For me and you.
Eldora isn't until the 4th.
Oh, I thought Eldora was tomorrow.
Nope, they're just hosting a practice session.
Alrighty, well, I just feel like I need this today. I'm just struggling so bad.
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
So this time, your top 10, they made it came down for fuel only. A couple drivers, or one driver took 2 tires, and others took 4. All right, lights are off on the iRacing.com pace truck. So we're going to get these guys doubled up, and we're going to do it all over again.
Yeah, it looks like Jonathan Stidham is going to opt to take the outside on this restart here, possibly looking to get down in front of the 66 of Aaron Rowland so they can work together a little bit here. But he is going to have Timothy Osborne on his behind him on that outside line. It looks like Chris, I still can't say his last name properly, is going to be starting in that fourth place spot. So looking to help Aaron here.
Yeah, definitely quite a few interesting names up here in the front now.
Like you said, lights are off on the pace truck, and we should be getting ready to go green here as they are coming out of 4 this time. One thing I will say about now that I've done a few broadcasts, it is getting easier to tell what turn everybody is in. But we should be going back green flag this time. 42 has a pretty good lead already before we went green in the restart zone, but able to come out to a phenomenal jump here. But that is going to put him in a little bit of no man's land. They could easily decide to go around him here, as they're going to have a lot of momentum catching up to him here with the draft.
Yeah, hopefully that 42 didn't jump the start big there. So that's
Looks like 66 is going to stay behind him here and continue to help him, but it gives him a very big push.
Yeah, definitely really good push there coming down the back straightaway from Roland. So you had a really good call there, with Stidham coming down right in front of Roland there on the restart.
Yeah, he got lucky though, because if he'd got too much farther out ahead of him there, I don't think Rowan would have been able to give him a good push, as he just would have had to check up so much to avoid, spinning them out, as there was such a momentum difference there. But that outside line, yet again on this restart, is just absolutely not going anywhere right now. They're really going to have to try to get grouped up and formed up and get pushing here. As you do see, I believe the 30 truck going to the outside, trying to help them up there. The 67 possibly take a look to get up there as well.
Yeah, Brandon Biddy and Eisberg, they have worked pretty well together in the past, so don't be surprised to see if they tend to stay locked bumpers here, especially with Stephen Luttrell and that 36 right behind them, as giving them a good push too.
Oh yeah, these three know each other pretty well, but it looks like Osborne have a little bit of issue being on the back of Biddy with Luttrell close to his bumpers. He did get pretty loose coming to the travel that time, but they are starting to make up a lot of ground on that outside lane. Finally up to about that third place spot. So they're finally getting something figured out. It looks like the one truck had a little bit of issue, had to check up big time as they were getting ready to come down the backstretch. So that might hurt their momentum just slightly, but it does look like they're still keeping it going as they're finally caught at that second place truck. Is the 42 going to go up and block? It does not look like he had enough time to do so. That 30 had such a huge run coming through 3 and 4, and they're going to be side by side getting ready to drag race coming down the front stretch here. 30 comes down to get a little bit of side draft. And Osborne all over his back bumper. Woo. Looks like 30 is going to be able to lead this lap. Osborne all over the place and able to get it collected back up. We have one on the apron. Bless a number 50 machine.
Yep. Terry Fennell down on the apron there, and Eisberg and Biddy up front now. Really good push there from Eisberg to get Biddy in front of Jonathan Stidham.
Holy Luttrell getting such a huge run on that outside coming out of 4. He absolutely made the inside line look like they were sitting still for a moment.
Yeah, definitely, as we now have contact up front. 3 wide here for a second spot. That 3 truck not giving much room to anybody else. And now here it comes. I saw this one coming.
Oh, yeah. It looked like that one truck thought he might have been cleared down low, decided not to take it, try to come back up, and just unfortunately got put 3 wide, and they were ping-ponging off of each other there. And I might actually be able to call what happened this rig, because my iRacing finally didn't glitch out.
Unfortunately, Timothy Eisberg involved in this one here. And so he's going to fall all the way back to that 20th spot.
Of course, my iRacing doesn't trip out, and SDK doesn't pick it up, so I'm going to have to rewind it the old-fashioned way. All right, so it looks like the 3, the 1, and the 30 were 3 wide here.
Yeah, just unfortunately, that 3 not giving much room to that 1, which causes the 1 to kind of wobble in between himself and the 92 there of Eisberg. And just, man, really good trucks involved here in this one. Eisberg involved. We have Truth Hook, I believe, that back there in that. Was that Hook back there in the 55? No, it wasn't.
Slow it down. Here.
It was the 5 truck, yeah.
Not really a lot of room for the one truck here, as the three was holding them down pretty tight. So they make a little bit of contact. Three goes around, one gets to 92. That's going to be the 3, the 1, the 92, the 71, the 55 involved in that. Then there was another wreck in the back. Like, I believe somebody was trying to check up between the 00 and a 35 machine. And two separate incidents there right next to each other.
That 35 hard into that inside wall there. I mean, a lot of really good trucks, unfortunately, taken out in this one, and you know, a lot of them, they're still sitting down there on pit road, meaning that they don't have any fast repairs left. So let's crank it up here some and let's see here what happened. Yeah, 18th on back, they all had to come down and get repairs. Alrighty, so they're coming to begin lap 50. So
I believe, I think they're going to start lap 51. It could be a little wrong here, but
yeah, something like that.
I gotta give you a little bit of a hard time, man.
Hey,
So if we are able to go green from here, do you think anyone's gonna be able to save the fuel to make it to the end?
oh man, that's going to be really close, you know, because we are just under now 30 laps to go. So these guys can go just about 35 on a
I'd
full
say
tank.
maybe.
It's going to be really close, but I think they may need to come down at least one more time.
Let me check something real quick. Let me see if I can get a little bit of information out of somebody right quick. See if he's able to respond to me right quick, as he is currently racing, so it might be a little hard for him.
All right, let's see here. William Luttrell, let's go. Stephen Luttrell, he's out here. Joe Bonner, he's joined us here. Let's go number 66. Yep, so Aaron Rowland. New guy, haven't gotten a sponsor yet. Keep up the great work from Crystal.
All right, looks like Richard O is going to be leading us back to the green with Jordan Bumgarner on his outside. Pace lights are off on the pace truck as they're getting ready to come out of 4 this time. So we are getting ready to go back to green flag racing with just about 29 laps left to go in this race, I believe.
Yeah, so that iRacing.com pace truck, he is off, and Dakota, bring us back to the green flag.
All right, 78 going to be bringing us back to the green, and we should be green flag racing now as he's going to come out to a phenomenal jump here, but that outside lane is also getting a pretty good restart here. It looks like the Raymond Bell and that 026 machine getting all over the back bumper of the 78 for a moment, but that 71 being followed by, I believe, Andrew Tipton, that 98 machine, as a lot of the other drivers have dropped out to the outside line. So they're really going to have to try to get bumper to bumper here and get a good run coming down the backstretch.
Yeah,
as they finally do have a little bit of help coming from that 29 machine and 42. coming very quickly behind him. Go ahead.
That inside lane had to check up a little bit there in 1 and 2. Not exactly sure what happened, but they definitely had to check up big time, and that's going to allow that 71 of Jordan Bumgardner make his way up towards to run side by side with fourth place there, Brandon Biddy.
Yeah, it looks like 71 having a little bit of issues up there leading us. He is running a little bit different of a line than the people behind him are wanting to run here. So he might have to switch up his line just a little bit so he's able to get pretty good pushes here. But it does look like Brandon Beatty is going to jump up to that outside line now. And so they are going to be side by side with that third place spot. You see him side drafting there. Look how much that side draft just made the 22 fall back a little bit. But the 22 is going to have the draft coming down the backstretch. So he's going to be able to stay side by side with Brandon Beatty.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh Wood.
Oh. Looked like Biddy kind of got a little sideways entering turn number 3. So that caused that outside lane to check up just a little bit.
And this is what I mean by using the side draft. If you watch that 30 machine with Brandy Beatty coming through the corners, whoa, we have some issues coming down the front stretch. And there's a lot of trucks getting very wiggly there. As I believe the 22 might have touched the apron and got up into Brandy Beatty. But as I was saying, if you watch him going through these corners, he was getting really low and using that side draft to help slow down that inside line.
Yep, Jonathan Stidham in that number 42 machine. He is having issues as he is now dropping back to that 17th spot. And he's going to try to get in line here as quick as he can, but so far nobody letting him in as he squeezes down in front of that 20th Crowell.
Hey, if it fits, it ships, right?
Hey, if it works.
It looks like 57 up hard into the wall.
What?
I believe someone might have disconnected there. So unfortunately, we got another wreck up here in the front. Brandy Beatty getting into the 22.
Oh, hard contact.
We're gonna have to rewind this a little bit because I'm not real sure what happened. If someone left or.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to come back, take a look, see what happened for sure.
Okay, so I believe that is the 57 machine. I have Aaron Roth. No, that is not. That is the 67. Mikey Allen. There we go. Try to get a little bit of a better view here.
Mikey Allen. There we are.
Who is that? It's the 71 on his outside. That'd be Jordan Bumgardner. Looks like they make a little bit of contact. The 67 is gonna be turning up into Bumgardner there after they make contact because he is a little loose. And it puts both of them into the wall. And then we come up here a little farther ahead of them between Brandon Beatty and that 22 machine. And we had a little bit of an issue there as it looks like Beatty was trying to go around him possibly on the outside. Got loose as he came up the track and unfortunately turned right back down into the 22 and pushed the 22 into the wall.
Yeah, quite a few drivers there going through the grass to avoid Mikey Allen in that 67 and that 71 machine of Bumgardner. As we come up here and yeah, it looked like Biddy just got loose.
Yeah, with this new draft package, you really got to be careful about making them big, bold moves like that where you jerk the wheel really hard. It just seems like it unsettles the truck a lot easier than it used to.
Boom. Hard hit there coming from that 20 of Corey Crowell. Now I want to come back here a little bit to that number 23 of Frank Chavez. Looked like he was trying to slow up to avoid the wreck, and he just unfortunately he got plowed by that 57 machine, and he got turned down into the pits. It looks like.
Yeah, and I do want to say that 67 machine currently has a meatball flag, so unless he has a fast repair, I believe his day will be done here.
Yeah, definitely.
Have to keep an eye on him as they are coming down into the pits this time, so Mike Allen.
Yeah, I guess that contact between Mikey Allen and Jordan Bumgardner sent Bumgardner into the oblivion.
Yeah, and then I ended up causing Mike Allen there to hit the wall even harder, as it, he didn't have that safety cushion there of the other truck.
Yeah, definitely very unfortunate there for Mikey Allen.
And I believe that might be the end of his race because I think he's got a meatball. But back up here in the front, it looks like Brandon Puffenbarger and that 5 machine going to be taking over the race lead, I believe, for the first time tonight. Going to have Barry Nelson, that 28 machine, on his outside. Terry Fennell going to be third, and Richard Ode in fourth. I will say we have seen quite a bit of different leaders tonight.
Yeah, definitely.
But we are coming to the closing 20 laps here. 24 to go currently. Should be 23 when we cross the line this next time. And we'll be 22 to go when we go back green. So it's about to be time for the action to start getting, more intense here, as these drivers are going to be trying to work their way through the field knowing that their time is starting to run out.
I'm very impressed to see Barry Nelson back up here in that Levi Garrett number 28 machine. He's trying different strategies and everything to make his way back up here, and so far it's working for him.
Yeah, but I do believe these drivers should be good to make it the rest of the way if they did come top off on field this last caution. So probably not going to be any green flag pit stops this race, but we are working caution number 6, and the pace lots are off on the pace truck this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Jumping back to YouTube chat here real quick. Cupcake said all about that number 67 of Mikey Allen, and then when you mentioned that meatball flag for him, she said double all, but she said it's all right. Let's go Roth. So she's still rooting for that number 57 as well. He's up in that 12th spot at the moment.
Yeah, it is still anyone's race to win here. As it is super speedway racing. Anything can happen at any time. Someone could be, 2 laps down, and there's a big wreck. It takes half the field out to the point that they're able to get back on, get a good finish here. All sorts of anything could happen. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's Daytona. Anything can still happen. Under 25 laps to go this time when we come back to the green flag, and Brandon Puffenbarger, Barry Nelson, they will lead them to the field along with Richard Ode, Terry Fennell. And the green flag is back out as they come into the United Rentals restart zone. And they guys are off through the driveway here. And what an incredible start there by Puffenbarger. And Terry Fennell sneaking his way down on the inside now of Barry Nelson as they climb up into turns 1 and 2. And so right now, Barry Nelson all by himself, but don't worry. Here comes the draft master himself, Andrew Teff, coming up right behind him. He said, don't worry, I got you. Let's work it out. No!
Psych.
He said no. He was going around him on the outside. 3 wide now for that 4th spot.
he said, Mike up here, don't worry, he's going to help you.
Oh,
said, Psych.
trouble.
Oh, got another wreck. I believe that was with the 28 and someone else there.
Once again, that 26 involved in another incident, not of his own causing. Brandon Biddy involved in this one, that number 3 truck, I believe, was involved in this one as well.
Um, I've been saying 28 machine, but there it is.
Yeah, they just kind of met in the middle.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the 28 drifted up. Like, I'm surprised he was up that high, to be honest. Looks like he was trying to get a little bit of side draft on that outside lane. Just not what you want to see, as it causes a huge, huge parking lot behind him.
Yeah, unfortunately, don't look now, Cupcake, but I believe Aaron Roth was involved as well. Well, let's go ahead and let's ride on board with Aaron Roth and see what he saw.
Yeah, and I will say, I believe Ryan has a meatball now. Aaron rolling possibly with the meatball in that 66 machine.
Yeah, he got involved a little bit here. But he should be alright. He should be alright.
So just a couple more drivers who's gonna probably have to pack it up on the hauler, because I believe that most people have used their fast repair by this point, as we've had some pretty big wrecks today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just realized Aaron Roth rocking out that 49ers paint scheme.
It does look like the 66 machine did have a fast repair, so he will be able to come back out on the track.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But unfortunately for the 3 truck, he is going to have to pack it up on the hauler.
I'm sorry, who?
The 3.
Oh, okay.
Ryan.
Yep, and now Cupcake says, alright, FML, let's go theft.
This is what we call commentator's curse. Every time you say someone's name, they instantly get wrecked.
Yeah, but take a look out who's out front now. I believe he was one of your picks.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Terry Fennell. Hey man, I think I'm starting to lose my voice now. What did you do to me, Mike?
Nothing, man. But yeah, I think after this, I'm going to be resting my voice for the next 2 days.
We got a big event coming up before too long, I believe, not long after the start of January, with that rally racing, or hill climb actually.
Yeah, we're January 10th, starting at noon, I believe. Um, it's going to run for just about 3 hours, and we're going to see who can climb up the hill the fastest in 3 different divisions. So, we're definitely very excited to do that right here on the Racers Elite Network. So, yeah, so we're just, 13 short days away from that?
Yeah, and as someone who's done a little bit of practice there, just trying to learn a little bit about the cars, it is definitely not the easiest hill climb I've ever done. Like, I've done some rally racing on other games and such, and the rally and iRacing is just so much more difficult than I think it needs to be, personally. But it's just, some of these guys are able to run almost a full minute faster than I can up the hill climb. So, So I did just hear over the radio that the 78 is expecting to be pushed like a tush push for Josh Allen. A little football reference there.
Well, we're going to see how it's going to go. And, you know, Andrew Teft, he's ready to go. Time's ticking away, coming to what, 18 laps to go? 17 laps?
Give me 1 second here. We are currently at 19 to go. We will be 18 to go.
Yeah, so it's definitely go time for Andrew Teft.
Yeah, but like I always say, I don't, until it's like the last 5 laps, I'm still kind of chilling, waiting for some wrecks to happen here. But last lap, I'm not lifting. But it does look like Terry Fennell and Richard Ode will be bringing us back to the green. Terry having to help Steven and Andrew Tett helping Richard on that outside. And we are back green flag racing the outside line with a pretty good restart, I would say, as they were almost dead even there. I think he did have to check up a little bit as he might have went just a hair early. But this should allow for them to be almost side by side as they come down the backstretch, at least for that second place spot. And that 36 is all over the back bumper of the 50, but he does decide to go to the outside and hop in front of the 78 machine. Steven Luttrell trying to look over to take over the point of this race here, and he is successful in doing so as he will drop back down to the bottom right in front of that 50 machine of Terry Fennell here. So Steven Luttrell leading the race currently. Richard Ode looking to get around him on that outside as that outside line has finally got formed up here. And it's going to be an absolute drag race down the front stretch. And I think Richard is going to have the advantage and lead this lap. 17 to go this time. Ooh, interesting. I figured the 78 was going to stay on the outside, but he does drop down to the inside in front of Steven Luttrell. So that's going to put the lead of the outside to Andrew Teft, who was possibly looking to take it 3 wide there and change his mind, as he is going to give a pretty good push to that 36 machine of Steven Luttrell here, who is looking to take back over the race lead. And we are 3 wide about for 9th place, I believe. That is Brandon Biddy. Let's see. Aaron Roth and possibly Austin Smith battling 3 wide.
Yeah, we had Richard Ode. He ducked down pit road this time.
And I'm not real sure what having that outside lane, but with that 3 wide racing behind him, it seems like the outside's lost a lot of momentum here. 13 trying everything he can. Kevin Hayes to get that outside lane going again, but these guys behind him really need to quit going 3 wide as the side draft is slowing her down. But Brandon Biddy has other plans as he is trying to get around a 35 here. Oh, and there's a big breaker in the back.
Oh, the 35 upside down.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And back on all 4 wheels for the 35 machine.
Man, what a wild ride for Austin Smith in that number 35 machine.
Yeah, we're definitely going to need to onboard to that 35. He's definitely going to need to change the pins, infield care center.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good at least 7 or 8 flips there, I think I just saw from Austin Smith in that 35 machine.
Yeah, let's take a look here. It looks like a bad push from the 1 into the 22, and that's just what started it all.
$35 spent more time on his side than he did on 4 wheels for a good solid turn.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And let's ride on boards per your request. Hold
yeah,
on,
I just
guys.
did the on board myself, and it's it's a wild ride.
Definitely very unfortunate there for him. Let's see who else.
Who was that came in like a rocket on the bottom trying to go down the apron there? Holy, they had a hell of a run coming through there. I believe that's going to be Raymond Bell in the 026 machine coming in through there with a full head of steam on the apron.
Yeah, definitely very unfortunate there for a few of these drivers.
Ooh, somebody got a DQ, I believe. Trying to take a look here. Josh Westendorf at 22 machine, I believe, got a DQ. Looks like Raymond Bale is going to be out for now as well. So only 21 cars left. Oh, well, looks like Puffenbarger's out. Unless my camera's just messed up there. Camera was messed up. Oh man, look at Stephen Luttrell drafting that pace truck right now. He is all over the back bumper of the pace truck as we are under caution. Absolutely drag racing through 3 and 4, giving him one hell of a push.
Yep. The Racers Elite officials has told Luttrell to back off the pace car before he gets penalized.
Yeah, Luttrell said the heck with that. He's going to hit the pace car, as that's what his crew chief told him to do here. Luttrell getting such a run with that pace truck. I mean, Teft just cannot get to his back bumper. They're drafting so good right now. All right. So we should be 12 to go once we go back green flag racing this time. Almost in that 10 to go window when things should start getting wild. We're going to be cranking the aggression knob up to 10 here and seeing some wonderful, possibly 3 wide racing.
We still got 20 cars currently on the lead lap. Uh, 21 actually.
Alrighty, Stephen Luttrell going to be leading us back to the green with Andrew Teth on his outside. Stephen Luttrell looking to get some help from Terry Fennell on that inside line. Jonathan Stidham looking to help Andrew Teth on that outside. The outside line is going to have to get a really good restart here and try not to fall back. As, you know, the people on the outside have been losing a lot of spots due to that as they're not able to get a good run going until later in the lap. Pace truck is pulling off this time as we're coming through the travel. Getting ready to hit the restart zone. Luttrell going to be taking us back to the green, and we are green flag racing once again. Phenomenal start from Luttrell. The outside line getting also a phenomenal start there, as the top 2 on the inside have pulled away from everyone on the outside. Pulled away from the 3rd car back on the inside there. So the 42 does have room to drop down if he chooses to do so. It looks like he's going to stay with Andrew Tetz on that outside. And as I say that, he decides otherwise there, as Andrew Tetz going to have to wait for that 13 truck to get to his back bumper coming down the backstretch here. 13 coming with a full head of steam. He's going to give Andrew a phenomenal push. And look at the momentum he just gained from that push, man. And we do have issues here in the back. We got people on the apron.
Yeah, that everybody in the back there, they ended up going ahead and getting themselves, situated back there, as we're now seeing a good side-by-side battle up here for that second spot. So that number 13 machine of Kevin Haas, he's doing a really good job at keeping Andrew Teft up there as they continue to run side-by-side there with Stidham for that third spot.
Yeah, and the outside line got a phenomenal run, but now they're kind of grouped up. They're starting to fall back. The 36 and 50 doing an absolutely phenomenal job on the inside line, just keeping the momentum up. But that 13 is trying to give Andrew Teft every bit of the business here. It looks like that 42 almost with a bad push on the 50 there on that inside line, and they did have to check up slightly. So that is going to allow for the outside line to get a really good run coming down the front stretch this time, as they are going through the tri-oval. Yeah. And we are 3 wide. Oh, we got one in the wall. These drivers are able to keep it straight there, though.
Good racing going on throughout this whole entire field at the moment here in the closing laps, as we do have 10 laps to go. So it's about go time for a lot of these drivers. So, no surprise to see, Andrew Teft on the outside there leading that outside lane, and, Kevin Haas in that number 13, a newcomer to Racers Elite. He's doing a really good job here keeping himself up front here, looking for a race win as well.
Yeah, that is true, and he is getting Andrew Teft every bit of the business as they are getting on the front and back stretch here. I mean, absolutely all over his back bumper, just trying to give him any bit of momentum to get them two up here to the lead. It looks like Andrew Teft is going to drop down to the inside through 1 and 2, so it is going to lead the 13 up there. But it looks like the 53 machine of... Is that the 53 machine?
93, I believe.
93 machine of Sean Burke here. Gonna have to get a little bit of momentum to get caught up to the 13. So 13 is gonna fall back a little ways here. But Andrew Test, Stephen Luttrell, and Terry Fennell, these guys are used to racing around each other, so I think they're gonna stay together and try to work together here. But Stephen Luttrell giving Andrew Test such a phenomenal push right now on that inside lane. We are 3 wide racing for about that 6th place back, I believe. 23 stuck in the middle here. And I got a feeling we might see another wreck, as these guys are kind of swerving all over the place. They're, whoo, boy, keep it straight, keep it straight.
Yeah, I've been watching this battle back here for about 2 laps now, and now they're back double wide. So definitely time to take a breather here, as we have 8 laps to go. So this next time by, they'll have just about 7 laps to go. So, still a long way to go.
Yeah, 98, 36, and the 50 was able to pull away from the field a little bit there. But, with this being Daytona, they were able, to get caught back up. But the 55 looks like it's shuffled, as the 28 is going to send it 3 wide in the middle. And he's a little loose. They're about to be door banging here, as they're 3 wide, 2 rows deep around that 10th place, I believe.
Yeah, just look at that 28 truck just get so loose in the tri-oval when he's 3 wide.
Yeah, it really goes to show how strong the side draft is now.
Hold on to it.
And they're still 3 wide. I believe that is the 1, the 29 getting into it a little bit there, able to keep it straight. Judson Curvis and Steve Cassell getting a little bit of door banging going on there. That might have cost them the chance to keep the draft there, so they are going to be fading back very quickly here. As you see, that 13 still on the outside line trying to get things going. Himself fell all the way back to that 10th place spot, but everyone ahead of him single filed out and starting to pull away from this small little group that is side by side at the moment.
Yeah, that's definitely not what these guys back here want to see running 3 wide. Is, those front, 7, 8 trucks, they're going to start to be able to pull away a little bit, as everybody else is running side by side, but they were able to go ahead and luckily, close up that gap. So they're now going to get into single file formation here on the back straightaway as we have 5.5 laps to go this time.
Yeah, we're getting ready to cross the line for 5 to go, and it's time to tighten your seatbelts, folks, and get ready for some high-flying, aggressive action here, because it is go time. It is time to keep the pedal to the floor, and I got a feeling a couple of these drivers are not going to be lifting a lot. As you see, we're having a little bit of issue back there around that 7th place spot as they are door banging. These drivers are all over the place trying to get every inch around they can, trying to find any momentum. As you see them starting to send it 3 wide now.
Yep, just when we think that they're going to settle down, they throw it back up 3 wide. So Frank Chavez, Truth Hope, Corey Cowell, trouble on the back
Oh, and the
stretch.
66 is around 92 hard around, and we got like 7 cars on the infield there. Unfortunately, I don't think that is going to bring out a caution as they're all in the infield.
Yeah, we will stay green flag. So
now it's down to about 6 trucks here in the lead group, and pending no cautions, it's going to come down to these 6 drivers here.
yeah, as we take a look, Andrew Teff, Stephen Luttrell, Terry Fennell, Jonathan Stidham, Aaron Roth, Chris Gossel, your top 6. And right now, any 6 of these drivers can win this race.
Yeah, but I mean, this is still pending if we do have any cautions, as we are, still 4 to go, getting ready about 3.5 now as they are on the back stretch. So anything can still happen here, but
Yeah, Kevin Haas, Judson Curtis, and Corey Crowell, these 3 drivers back here, they're just about 2.2 seconds back from your race leader. So, these guys could still possibly, get into tighter formation and catch your leaders, but it's going to be a tall order as we're coming to 3 to go this time.
yeah, and it looks like these front 6 are trying to figure out who wants to go to the outside here. As it did look like the 42 went around the 50 machine, so that's going to be Stidham going around, I believe, Terry Fennell for that 3rd place spot, trying to get to the back of the 36 of Stephen Luttrell here. And it's almost to a 3-car breakaway for the lead up here now, as that side draft absolutely killed the momentum for the 50 and the 707 and Aaron Roth in that 57 machine. And I believe someone just blew a motor.
Yeah, they definitely took way too long to get themselves organized in turns 1 and 2. But luckily, that draft, they're still close enough to use that draft, and here they come right back to the
Yeah,
back
they're coming
bumper.
in hot and heavy like a little Caesar's pizza, man.
2 laps to go this time by. It is still anybody's game. Terry Fennell looking to go to the outside, but nobody's going to go with him, so he's going to possibly drop all the way back to that 6th spot as we continue to see Andrew Teff lead this field out of turn number 2.
Yeah, just look how much that side draft slows, the other trucks up there, as that 42 just lost a lot of momentum to the 36, but that is going to allow for him to get a really good run coming down the backstretch here, as they are getting ready to be coming to 1 to go. So the aggression levels, no more cautions at that point. The aggression levels are definitely going to be at 10 here, as you see Stephen Luttrell all over the back bumper of Andrew Teff as they come out of 4. Are these two going to continue to work together as they're really pulling away from these back 3, but the back 3 will have the drive to possibly be looking to send it 2 wide coming down the backstretch.
Absolutely. White flag this time by Teff, Luttrell, Stidham. They got a really good, decent situation here. Stidham lays back a little bit, looking for that run on Luttrell. Here he comes, right back to the back bumper of Luttrell. But here it comes.
Don't forget about 4 through 6, as they are getting a really big run coming down the backstretch this time. That's being led by that 707 machine of Chris, but the 57 is going to be the one to take it to the outside as they are coming through 3 and 4. 42 comes up the block a little bit, gets into the 57, and that is going to absolutely kill that outside line. But it's down to Stephen Luttrell and Andrew Teff going to possibly be coming to a drag race. 57 looking to take over that 3rd spot here, but it looks like Luttrell is just going to stay behind Teff, and Teff is going to be bringing it home to win this race. Going to have a really close battle for that 3rd place spot, and I believe the 57 Aaron Roth is going to get it.
Yeah, good finish there for Aaron Roth, and Jonathan Stidham might not be a little too happy there with Roth, but that remains to be seen.
I'm sure that was just good fun putting them in the wall like they typically do after these
Yeah,
races every now and
probably.
again. No one in this league typically gets mad at anyone else. They're all in here just having fun and cutting up most of the time. But you do see the fireworks as Andrew Teff comes down the backstretch. It looks like the 50 coming to give him a little bit of a bump. A little congratulations for the race win here.
All right, we're gonna go back real quick, take a look, and see what happened with Sean Burke, Truth Hope, Frank Chavez, and company. Just as they come out of turn number 2, the 66 looks like he got turned, and then Eisburn, Truth Hope, the 23, that 28 machine, he is just all along for the ride, and looks like he's going to hit that or that inside wall. Yep.
And just unfortunately, that big pack of cars going down onto the apron and kind of out of everybody's way, just not able to bring out a caution there. As, they wasn't on the racing surface technically, so.
But yeah, Andrew Teff in that number 98 Ford F-150, rocking out those Buffalo Bills. Really good job for him, coming up 14 spots. Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine. And that Mountain X sponsored Toyota. And then Aaron Roth as well in that number 57 machine. Before we talk with our race winners, let's go ahead and take a look here at our final results.
Yeah, and it looks like Andrew Tett's going to be bringing it home first, Stephen Luttrell second, and Aaron Roth third. Jonathan Stidham bringing it home fourth, Chris bringing it home fifth, Terry Findle bringing it home sixth, Judson Curtis bringing it home seventh, Corey Crowell eighth, Kevin Haas is going to be ninth, Brandon Biddy bringing it home 10th, Richard Ode 11th, Brandon Puffenbarger is going to be 12th, Austin Smith 13th, Lee Campbell 14th, Barry Nelson bringing it home 15th, Drew Coate bringing it home 16th, Timothy Osborne bringing it home 17th, Steve Cassell 18th. Give me 1 second there. Hello? Are you going to...
Sean Burke.
Alrighty.
Yep, you got it?
Yep. No, my thing's not working, but I can still do it. So Sean Burke bringing it home 19th. Aaron Rowland bringing it home 20th. Frank Chavez 21st. 22nd is going to be Joshua Norton Jr. Raymond Bell bringing it home 23rd. Josh Westendorf is bringing it home 24th. Dana Ryan bringing it home 25th. Mike Allen bringing it home 26th. 27th is going to be Jordan Bumgarner. Alan Bergen bringing it home 28th. Joe Bonner bringing it home 29th. And rounding out your field in 30th is going to be Troy Thomas. Yeah, number 88 machine. I don't know why my overlay isn't switching for some reason, but hey, we have that on these big jobs.
Absolutely no worries about that. Alrighty,
Oh,
ladies.
might help if I hit the right arrow, huh? There we go.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and talk with our top 3, Dakota. I'm going to have you take over interviews tonight.
Alrighty. So let's bring Aaron Roth up here in that P3 position. Aaron Roth, is Dakota and Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, oh man, what a drag race coming to the finish line there. Y'all were beating and banging, and you ended up bringing it home P3. How do you feel, sir?
I feel pretty good after how the race started. That was fun. Who doesn't like a little trade and paint at coming to the line at Daytona?
Yeah. And Mike said y'all might have had a little bit of beef after that, but like I said, y'all like to just have fun. I'm sure he just put you in the wall because y'all were cutting it up. That was a very close race between y'all two there. How do you feel about this new draft package?
I don't mind it. I like it. I did a race the other day where I was in the third lane and 2 of us went around everybody and I won the race, and an official race. But I like it.
That is good. Walk us through a little bit of your race there. I mean, you kind of had a little bit of a rough start, and I believe you got involved in a crash there close to the end, but you still able to bring it home P3.
Yeah, I think we were involved in 3 accidents, I believe. Yeah, we got caught up in that first one. Didn't use fast repair to the end. Got some damage fixed, and we had some cautions come out, and it was back and forth from 10th to 23rd all night. And we got uh, up front there at the end, which is what matters.
Yeah, that is very true. And I mean, overall, what is your thoughts on the race tonight?
There, it was a good race. A little bit of chaos going on, but all in all, I think it was pretty good.
Yeah, did that first restart catch y'all off guard? 'Cause it seemed like there was a lot of issue with trying to figure out how to get everyone back on the lead lap. I believe I'm not quite sure what happened there, but I know the caution came out before everyone got across the start finish line. So, could you explain what happened there?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I was starting 23rd or something somewhere, and then all I know is I was just going around. It's like, wow, okay, and then yeah, then the iRacing got all messed up. We just had to bunch up on the restart and clear blacks, and away we went.
Oh. Well, is there anyone you want to shout out real quick?
Just my chaos crew and my fans and family watch, and that's about it, I guess. And you guys for doing the broadcast, and Andrew for putting them on, and yeah.
Well, again, congratulations on your P3, and I believe the next event we are going to is going to be December 30th in the mini stocks at Dover. Are we going to see you for that race, sir?
I am not entered at the moment, but I might be.
All right. Well, look forward to seeing you if you do race. If not, we will see you on the next scheduled event that you do show up for. And again, congratulations on your P3 finish, and we'll see you when we do.
Okay, thank you guys.
And Happy New Year, just in case we don't see you.
Yeah, I'll be there Wednesday if you are.
All righty.
Okay.
Well, have a good one, sir.
See ya.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 57 machine, Aaron Roth. Let's go ahead and get that driver of that number 36 machine, Stephen Luttrell, up here in the booth.
What's going on, Steven? It's Dakota Mike up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How's it going, guys?
It's going pretty good. Watching back on that race, I think you had a little bit of a chance to try to get around Andrew Tiff there, but you didn't really have any help coming out of 4. Is there anything you think you could have done differently there to try to get the win?
No. If there was an outside lane that had some steam there, I probably would have moved up. But I figured it was either push him and get second, or duck out and hope for a top 6. But so I just went for second. What I'd like to say is that since the Chiefs are out of the playoffs, it was the only chance for the Bills to go all the way. So I was helping him.
Oh man, I'll pull for the Ravens. They're having an absolutely dog season this season, and I can't talk a lot. So, anyways, you had a 6-car breakaway there for a little bit, but it looked like they started battling amongst each other, and it kind of led to you in like a 3-car pack there for the last lap. I mean, what was your overall thought process during the race after some of the cautions and stuff, and then seeing that?
Yeah, it was really just a battle of survival there to get to the end. Make sure you're up front at the end and avoid the calamity on the final laps. But yeah, just get your way up front, and then push whoever you can push, whoever you can trust, and let whoever you can trust push you, and make it to the end.
Fair enough. And what is your thoughts on this new draft package?
I love this draft package. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think they just don't like the change. But I don't know. I like it. I think it makes the truck way more racy on super speedways.
Yeah, that is a fair point. I do know the side draft itself, just alone, even if they didn't change anything else, is just absolutely phenomenal sometimes. And depending on what track you're at, it's absolutely ass. But I mean, it's nothing to do with the package itself. It's just got to do with how it makes the truck feel and being able to handle the truck.
Yeah, the side draft is for sure. If somebody gets on your right rear, it feels like you just drop a parachute. It's unreal. So you just got to protect the right rear and push as hard as you possibly can.
Yeah. Is there anyone you'd like to shout out, sir?
Oh, I just got to thank my mom and dad and my whole family. I hope everybody had a good Christmas and the 10th Mountain Division.
Alrighty, well, I'm glad me picking you to win today did not give you a commentator's curse there, and you was able to bring it home P2. And again, congratulations. But I'm gonna go ahead and move you back down to the waiting room, sir, and we hope to see you in the next race.
Copy that. Hope to see you there.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, driver of that number 36, Toyota, Stephen Luttrell. Let's go ahead and get your race winner, Andrew Teft, up here in the booth.
Alrighty, your race winner, Andrew Teth, and the league owner here is Dakota and Mike up in the booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, man, you had a 6-car breakaway. I believe 3 of the trucks started battling a little bit side by side and was causing themselves to lose out on the draft there. As you know, the side draft is just majorly, really hurts the inside lane here. What was your thoughts coming to that final lap?
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't a yellow because I thought I saw a lot of cars go flying toward the infield in my mirror. I haven't had a chance to rewatch it, but the yellow didn't come out. We were just a small pack, so I was feeling like a sitting duck, but Steve really stuck with me there and helped me out, and it didn't seem like anybody could really form a run up top. Just from our frostbite race not too long ago, I knew I needed to be a lot more aggressive and you know, race more throughout the race with the changes that they made to these trucks in the last update or whatever. But yeah, the side draft is it's a lot stronger now, and it's just got a different feel. It's kind of hard to describe, but yeah, just raced more aggressively and knowing that it was pretty difficult to pass and paid off.
Yeah, and I believe the Rick you're talking about, when all the cars went down to the infield, I think it was about a good 6 to 7 trucks there that went down to the infield, but unfortunately nobody really fully spun around in front of anyone else. They kind of all kept it straight, but they did lose the draft there. So I think that might have been why the caution wasn't thrown. But, walk us through your entire race there. You was up towards the front most of it. I think you fell back about the 12th is about the farthest back I seen you after the start of the race there. So.
Yeah, it was kind of a bunch of restarts toward the start of the race, and I was able to sort of stay toward the front of the pack where um, I felt like I was able to avoid a lot of the wrecks and be away from where they were happening, and just try to stay up there through pit strategy and fill my tank as soon as I could to make it to the end and just keep staying out for the track position um, and toward the end, just working with a few key guys. I think Kevin helped me out quite a bit there. It's hard to tell car numbers from behind the wheel, but I know there was a guy with a pink bumper. Um, Gave me a heck of a shot to help us get up front, and Steve. So want to thank those guys.
Yeah, I will say it's pretty hard to tell card numbers up from the booth sometimes as well. It's especially when you're trying to watch all the action and stuff. It's you got to sit there and take a moment to actually look and be able to tell what the number is. So being in the car definitely makes it a lot harder there. But congratulations on your win, man. Is there anyone you want to shout out? And you got any final thoughts on the race here?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for helping out in the booth, and wish everybody happy holidays and a happy new year. I want to thank our servicemen and women, friends, family, team, everybody tunes in to watch, shows up to race. If you don't mind doing us a favor, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. And if you want to check us out, just head on over to racerselite.com.
Alrighty, sounds good, man. Well, I'm gonna let you go celebrate your win here. Again, congratulations, and I believe the next race we are doing is going to be at Dover in the mini stocks. So I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, that should be fun. I haven't been there for that track car combo before myself, but Corey says it's a lot of fun, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I believe the last mini stocks race we did was at Charlotte a few weeks ago, and that race was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, they're pretty racy. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but again, congratulations, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drag you back down to the waiting room, and you have a good night, sir.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Andrew Tuff, driver of that number 98 Buffalo Bills Ford F-150, Andrew Tuft. what a phenomenal day here at Daytona International Speedway. Really good side by side racing, three wide racing. Dakota, go ahead and bring us out.
Well, first, let's get some final thoughts here. Overall, some people might say we had a lot of cautions, but I think this was a very good race. We're getting a lot of new people in here that are finding the league, and they're having to learn how to race around each other. Not to mention, we have a brand new draft package on the trucks that a lot of these guys are having to learn as well. And I mean, absolutely phenomenal finish for the third place spot between Rods and Stidham there, as I believe it was only 9 thousandths of a second to the gap there. So I mean, just barely by a bumper, not even a bumper, a full bumper there. Absolutely good race, and tune in for more. We're doing races all the time. Andrew's constantly busy throwing up free races. We got the mini stocks December 30th. We got a money race coming up on the 31st, I believe, for Talladega.
Not anymore.
January 2nd. Nope, not anymore for that one, I believe.
No,
January 2nd, we got. Do it.
it's a free race now. Our race control had something come up, so we don't want to put on a money race without race control. So we're just going to turn it into a free race, and whoever already paid their $10 entry fee, you can either get it back or put it towards I think the upcoming Daytona 500 for Racers Elite.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in doing some points races, coming soon, we'll have Sundays, which will be next gen premiere. Tuesdays is going to be trucks. Wednesdays we will be running Xfinity, and Thursdays I believe we're going to be running the Gen 4. So we're going to have quite a bit of different series going here. If you are interested, go to check out racerselite.com and try to get yourself in the Discord and chat with Andrew Teft here. I believe it's a pretty cheap buy-in to get into. I'm not exactly sure how much it is, but it's not too bad, and it's a very good race and good group of guys here. So check that out. But that is going to be the end of this race for today. So Mike, you want to end it for us, or do you want me to do it?
Absolutely, I'll go ahead and take it over. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Racers Elite Network. And always remember, no matter what you do in life, ladies and gentlemen, have fun doing it. If it's not fun, you make it fun. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have yourself a good time zones. See you later.